How's it going, everybody? I hope you haven't been recording this late at night like I have on this Friday before the deadline. But I'm going to be talking to you about meter and feet, the literary device that I chose, and we're going to get right into it. So, what is poetic foot? Poetic foot is the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables in a line of poetry, and specifically the types of patterns that you find of these syllables. So, for example, two of the most common feet are the iamb and the trochee. And for an iamb, you feel this sort of rhythm in the text where the second syllable is stressed the most. So you have this da-dum sort of feel. And then in the trochee, the first syllable is stressed more. You have this dum-da. And we'll kind of get into how that feels and what that looks like in a text in a bit. But real fast, if you look over here on the right side, we have some more feet. There are some three-syllable examples of poetic feet as well. There's the anapest, the da-da-dum, and the dactyl, the dum-da-da. And there's also the spondy, which is two hard dum, so like dum-dum. This makes no sense right now. I promise it'll make a little bit more sense in a second. We're going to explain some more. So poetic meter, what is that? This goes hand in hand with poetic feet, and specifically this is the combination and division of feet in poetry. And it's also the naming system for what a poem or another piece of literature has in its rhythm. So if you look over here on this chart on the left, you see all those 5 feet that I talked about a second ago, and they have these names that come with them. So for an iamb, there's iambic, trochee, trochaic, etc. And those come over and they align with how many feet are in a line of a poem. So if you have a poem that has 4 iambs in them, then you're going to have an iambic tetrameter. And that's just how you kind of divide and understand the line of poetry that you are reading. So let's go into some examples. This will help hopefully click a lot more of what is feet and meter in poetry. So we're going to start with this line from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. "To house holds both alike in dignity." And if you kind of caught on, I did a little something with my voice there to kind of emphasize that meter and that iambic pentameter. And it's an iambic pentameter because we have 5 iambs in this little chunk of sentence. So there's "to house holds both alike in dignity." That da-dum, 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 da-dum is repeated 5 times within that text. And then it repeats throughout more of the stanza and whatnot. And we see this in other forms too, as the trochaic tetrameter of Dr. Seuss's "One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish," which we took the line of 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Crazy, right? I know, so creative. But that is the dum-da, 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 dum-da that you feel when you're speaking that rhythm and you're reading that out loud. And that's just kind of something that we don't always notice as readers, and something that's really cool when we get into poetry and literature that we can notice to understand kind of how it's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to be seen. So try this one real fast yourselves. "Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch," from the poem The Jabberwocky. And just pause the video, whatever you need to do. Try to figure that out for like 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to read it one more time now that you guys have discussed. "Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch." And if you got it, it's an iambic tetrameter, because you kind of feel that iamb, the da-dum, and there's 4 of them per chunk of stanza. So a little trick, since there's a bunch there, and there's actually 2 lines. But yes, that's what that is. So how can you remember this? Well, if you know anything about measurement, you know that a meter is a lot bigger than a foot. And a meter extends over the whole distance of a line, and feet are able to make up it. And so that's kind of a way you can think about it in a poetic form, is the meter extending over the whole thing and the feet making it up. Another way to do it is the mnemonic device. I think angry dogs suck. The I for iamb, T for trochee, A for anapest, D for dactyl, and S for spondy. And that's just, I don't know. I came up with it. It's a fun way to memorize it if you really feel like you want to. And if it doesn't work for you, so be it. But thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, please ask them. And here are my sources. Thanks, guys.